This video provides brief information about the bolt-action rifles used by the French Army in combat during World War I. The Lebel Model 1886 rifle, officially known as Fusil Model 1886, represents a significant milestone in the history of military firearms as the first military rifle to adopt smokeless powder ammunition. Developed by the French Army in the late 19th century, the Lebel rifle marked a revolutionary change in small arms design and had a profound impact on military tactics and firearm technology worldwide. Its development was largely driven by France's desire to maintain military parity with other European powers, especially after the introduction of advanced rifles using smokeless powder by other nations. The rifle was designed by a team led by General Louis-Nicolas Auguste Lebel and Lieutenant Colonel Gras, and it was chambered for the new 8mm Lebel smokeless powder cartridge, which offered higher velocity, flatter trajectory, and reduced fouling compared to traditional black powder rounds. The Lebel 1886 is a bolt-action rifle featuring an 8-round tubular magazine located beneath the barrel, which allowed for relatively rapid fire for its time. Its bolt-action mechanism is robust and reliable, although somewhat slower to operate compared to later designs with detachable box magazines. The rifle's overall length is approximately 1.32 meters, 52 inches, with a barrel length of 80 centimeters, 31.5 inches, and it weighs around 4 kilograms, 8.8 pounds, making it manageable for infantry use. The use of smokeless powder gave the Lebel cartridge a muzzle velocity of approximately 660 meters per second, 2,165 feet per second, allowing for effective engagement at ranges up to 400 to 500 meters, although the rifle could technically reach targets at longer distances. Its long barrel and stable construction contributed to notable accuracy for its era. One of the key innovations of the Lebel rifle was its adoption of the 8x50mm smokeless powder cartridge, which not only increased the effective range and penetration, but also significantly reduced the visibility of gunfire due to the lack of heavy smoke, providing a tactical advantage on the battlefield. The rifle also incorporated a long, slender bayonet that could be affixed to the muzzle, reinforcing its role as both a long-range firearm and a close combat weapon. Despite its advanced ammunition, the rifle's design retained some features of earlier models, such as a tubular magazine, which eventually limited its adaptability and rate of fire compared to rifles with detachable box magazines that appeared in the early 20th century. Throughout its service life, the Lebel Model 1886 underwent several modifications, including changes to the sights and minor adjustments to the stock and bolt mechanism to improve reliability and handling. It saw extensive use during World War I, where it became the standard-issue rifle of the French infantry. Despite the emergence of more modern rifles, the Lebel remained in service in various capacities through World War II, particularly in colonial and secondary units due to its robustness and the vast quantities available. Its historical significance lies not only in its technical innovations, but also in how it influenced subsequent rifle development across Europe and beyond. The Lebel Model 1886 is remembered as a pioneering weapon that combined smokeless powder technology with practical military design, bridging the gap between 19th century firearms and the modern era of high-velocity rifles.
The Berthier Model 1892, officially known as the Mousqueton d'Artillerie Model 1892, was a bolt-action military carbine adopted by the French Army in 1892. It was developed during a period when France sought to modernize its small arms and provide specialized troops with a lighter and more compact weapon than the long infantry rifles of the time. The design was created by Émile Berthier, whose work would later form the basis of an entire family of French service rifles and carbines. The Berthier Mle 1892 was primarily intended for artillery crews, engineers, cavalry support units, and rear line troops who required a short, maneuverable firearm rather than a full-length infantry rifle. At the time, the standard French infantry weapon was the Lebel Model 1886 rifle, which was long, heavy, and less practical for mounted or technical units. The MLE 1892 answered this need by combining compact dimensions with sufficient firepower. Mechanically, the Berthier Mle 1892 is a bolt-action firearm with a rotating bolt and dual locking lugs, providing strong and reliable operation. One of its defining features is the Mannlicher-type N-block clip system, which allows cartridges to be loaded into the rifle as a single unit. The original magazine capacity was 3 rounds, loaded via a 3-round clip that was inserted from the top of the receiver. After the last cartridge was fired, the empty clip automatically fell out through an opening in the bottom of the magazine, enabling relatively rapid reloading compared to single-loading systems. The carbine was chambered for the 8x50mm R Lebel cartridge, which was the standard French military round of the era. This powerful smokeless powder cartridge provided good ballistic performance, high muzzle velocity, and effective penetration. Although the round was effective, its heavily tapered, rimmed case complicated magazine design, which is one reason the Berthier system initially used a limited 3-round capacity. In terms of physical characteristics, the Berthier Model 1892 had an overall length of approximately 945 millimeters and a barrel length of about 450 millimeters, making it significantly shorter than standard infantry rifles. The unloaded weight was around 3 to 3.1 kilograms, which made it easy to carry and handle, especially for troops operating in confined spaces or on horseback. The wooden stock was made from walnut and featured a straight grip, while iron sights were calibrated for realistic combat distances. A distinctive feature of the Mle 1892 was its sword-type bayonet known as the Épée Bayonet Model 1892. Unlike traditional knife bayonets, this long, thin, cruciform blade was designed primarily for thrusting. When attached, it significantly increased the weapon's reach, compensating for the short barrel in close combat situations. The Berthier Mle 1892 proved to be highly reliable, durable, and simple to maintain, qualities that made it well-liked among French troops. These strengths ensured its long service life. During World War I, the weapon saw extensive use, especially among artillery units, engineers, and colonial troops. As the war progressed and the limitations of the 3-round magazine became evident, many Berthier weapons were later modified or replaced by 5-round versions introduced in 1916, although the original Mle 1892 remained in service. After World War I, the Berthier Model 1892 continued to be used by reserve forces, colonial units, and allied nations. It appeared in several later conflicts, including the interwar period and even World War II, particularly in secondary roles. Its long operational life demonstrates the soundness of its design and its importance in French military history. In conclusion, the Berthier Model 1892 represents a significant step in the evolution of French small arms. It successfully combined compact size, reliable bolt-action operation, and the powerful 8mm Lebel cartridge into a practical military carbine. Although later overshadowed by improved models with greater magazine capacity, the Mle 1892 played a crucial role in equipping French forces at the turn of the 20th century and remains an important historical example of transitional military rifle design.
The Berthier M1907-15 was a French bolt-action service rifle that played an important role during the First World War. It was developed as part of the Berthier rifle family, which was designed to supplement and partially replace the earlier Lebel Model 1886 rifle. The Berthier system was created by French engineer André Virgile Paul-Marie Berthier, with the main objective of simplifying production, improving reliability, and enabling faster reloading under combat conditions. The original Berthier rifles were introduced in 1907 and were initially intended for colonial troops and cavalry units. When World War I began in 1914, the French army faced an urgent need for large numbers of rifles, as the Lebel rifle, although powerful and accurate, was slow to reload due to its tubular magazine and was complex to manufacture. To address this problem, the Berthier design was adapted into a full-length infantry rifle, resulting in the M1907-15 model, which entered mass production in 1915. The Berthier M1907-15 used a bolt-action operating system with 2 front locking lugs, providing strength and reliability. It was chambered for the standard French 8x50mm R Lebel cartridge, a powerful smokeless powder round that offered good long-range performance. One of the most distinctive features of the rifle was its Mannlicher-type N-block clip system, which held 3 rounds. The entire clip was inserted into the magazine from the top, and after the last round was fired, the empty clip fell out through an opening at the bottom of the magazine. This system allowed for faster reloading compared to the Lebel's tubular magazine, but the limited 3-round capacity was considered a disadvantage compared to enemy rifles such as the German Mauser, which typically held 5 rounds. In terms of physical characteristics, the Berthier M1907-15 had an overall length of approximately 1,306 mm and a barrel length of about 803 mm. Its unloaded weight was around 3.8 kilograms, making it slightly lighter and more manageable than the Lebel rifle. The rifle featured a wooden stock extending nearly to the muzzle, a straight bolt handle, and simple but robust iron sights, consisting of a front post and a tangent rear sight adjustable for range. It was also designed to accept a standard French bayonet, compatible with those used on the Lebel, which simplified logistics during wartime. One notable aspect of the Berthier M1907-15 was the absence of a manual safety mechanism. As a result, French soldiers were trained to carry the rifle with an empty chamber unless they were about to engage the enemy. Despite this limitation, the rifle was generally regarded as reliable, durable, and easier to maintain in harsh trench conditions than earlier designs. The Berthier M1907-15 saw extensive service throughout World War I and was issued to a wide range of French infantry units, colonial troops, and Allied forces. However, combat experience quickly highlighted the shortcomings of the 3-round magazine, especially in intense trench warfare. This led to the development of the Berthier M1916, which featured a 5-round clip and addressed many of the earlier model's limitations. Nevertheless, due to the scale of production and wartime necessity, the M1907-15 remained in frontline service until the end of the war and continued to be used in secondary roles in the years that followed. In conclusion, the Berthier M1907-15 represents a significant step in the evolution of French military rifles. While not without flaws, it successfully combined simplicity, reliability, and faster reloading compared to earlier French designs. Its widespread use during World War I and its role in transitioning French infantry armament towards more modern systems make it an important and historically significant firearm.
The Berthier Model 1916 was a French bolt-action service rifle developed during the First World War as an improvement of earlier Berthier rifle models. The Berthier system itself was designed by Émile-André Berthier in the late 19th century and was originally intended to supplement the Lebel Model 1886 rifle. By 1916, combat experience on the Western Front revealed several shortcomings in the existing Berthier 1907-15 rifle, particularly its limited ammunition capacity, which led to the development of the MLE 1916. The most significant change introduced with the Berthier MLE 1916 was the adoption of a 5-round en-bloc clip magazine, replacing the earlier 3-round clip used in previous Berthier models. This modification greatly increased the rifle's sustained fire capability and brought it closer in effectiveness to contemporary German and British service rifles, which already featured 5-round magazines. Importantly, the new magazine was designed to remain compatible with older 3-round clips, ensuring logistical flexibility during wartime conditions. The Berthier MLE 1916 was a bolt-action, repeating rifle chambered for the 8x50mm R Lebel cartridge, the standard French military round of the period. This cartridge was powerful and capable of long-range fire, though its rimmed, tapered design complicated feeding compared to later rimless cartridges.
The rifle operated with a manually operated bolt featuring dual front locking lugs, providing solid strength and reliability under battlefield conditions. Spent clips were automatically ejected through an opening in the bottom of the magazine once all rounds had been fired. In terms of physical characteristics, the Berthier Mle 1916 had an overall length of approximately 1,305 millimeters and a barrel length of about 803 millimeters, making it a long infantry rifle by modern standards. Its unloaded weight was roughly 4.1 to 4.2 kilograms, depending on production variations. The long barrel allowed for efficient powder burn and good ballistic performance, giving the rifle an effective firing range of approximately 400 meters, with trained soldiers capable of accurate fire at even greater distances. The rifle was fitted with open iron sights, typically graduated to long ranges in accordance with early 20th century military doctrine, which emphasized volley fire. A long cruciform or spike bayonet could be attached, reflecting the continued importance of bayonet combat in First World War infantry tactics. The wooden stock extended nearly to the muzzle, providing protection for the barrel and reinforcing the rifle's durability in trench warfare environments. Production of the Berthier Mle 1916 began during the later years of World War I, and although the design was approved in 1916, large-scale distribution to front-line units primarily occurred in 1917 and 1918. As a result, the rifle saw limited combat during the final stages of the war. Nevertheless, it was widely issued to colonial troops, reserve units, and support formations, and it gradually replaced earlier Berthier variants in French service. After the war, the Berthier Mle 1916 remained in service throughout the interwar period, particularly with second-line units and colonial forces. Many rifles were later modified or converted, including adaptations for newer ammunition types in the 1930s. Although eventually superseded by more modern rifles such as the MAS-36, the Berthier Mle 1916 continued to appear in limited roles during the early stages of the Second World War. Overall, the Berthier Model 1916 represents an important evolutionary step in French military small arms development. By addressing the key weakness of earlier Berthier rifles, limited ammunition capacity, it significantly improved combat effectiveness while retaining the simplicity, robustness, and reliability for which the Berthier system was known. Despite arriving late in World War I, the Mle 1916 played a meaningful role in shaping French infantry armament and remains a notable example of wartime adaptation driven by frontline experience.
The Gras Model 1874 M14 is a French bolt-action rifle that represents a significant evolution in military small arms technology at the end of the 19th century. It was developed as an adaptation of the earlier chassepot rifle, which was the standard French infantry weapon during the Franco-Prussian War. The primary goal in developing the Gras M1874 was to modernize the French Army's armament by converting the existing chassepot rifles from a paper cartridge system to a metallic cartridge system, which allowed for more reliable firing and faster reloading under combat conditions. Officially adopted in 1874, the Gras rifle became the mainstay of the French infantry and remained in service in various forms for several decades. The Gras M1874 M14 is chambered for the 11mm Gras cartridge, a black powder metallic cartridge that was powerful and effective for its time. The rifle is a single-shock bolt-action design, which means that each round must be manually loaded into the chamber before firing. Despite being a single-shot weapon, the bolt-action mechanism was robust and relatively simple, contributing to the rifle's reliability in harsh battlefield conditions. Its design also included a tubular bolt handle and a rotating bolt locking system, which provided secure locking and smooth operation during repeated firing. In terms of physical characteristics, the Gras M1874 M14 has a total length of approximately 1.33 meters or 52 inches and weighs around 4.3 kilograms or 9.5 pounds without bayonet. The barrel length is about 80 centimeters or 31 inches, which allowed for a good balance between accuracy and portability for infantry soldiers.
The rifle is equipped with a tangent leaf rear sight adjustable from 400 to 1800 meters, as well as a front post sight enabling accurate shooting over varying distances. A distinctive feature of the Gras M1874 is its ability to mount the standard French bayonet, enhancing its versatility in close combat situations. The rifle's performance was notable for its era. It had a muzzle velocity of roughly 450 meters per second, or 1,476 feet per second, and could achieve effective accuracy up to 1,200 meters with a trained shooter. Although slower in rate of fire compared to later repeating rifles, the Gras M1874 M14's simplicity and durability made it a dependable weapon, especially in colonial campaigns and during the early stages of the First World War. Its solid wooden stock, metal fittings, and straightforward maintenance procedures contributed to its widespread use and longevity in French military service. Historically, the Gras M1874 M14 played a key role in modernizing the French Army's small arms capability. It was eventually supplemented and partially replaced by the Lebel Model 1886 rifle, which used smokeless powder cartridges and offered a higher rate of fire. But the Gras rifle remained in service in secondary and colonial units well into the early 20th century. Its conversion from the chassepot system to metallic cartridges represents an important technological transition from mid-19th century muzzle-loading designs to modern bolt-action rifles, reflecting the broader evolution of military firearms worldwide. In summary, the Gras Model 1874 M14 is a historically significant French bolt-action rifle known for its durability, reliability, and adaptation of existing technology to metallic cartridges. Its design features, including the 11mm cartridge, robust bolt-action system, adjustable sights, and bayonet compatibility, made it a practical and effective weapon for French infantry. While eventually superseded by more advanced rifles, the Gras M1874 M14 remained in service for decades and represents a critical step in the modernization of military small arms in France.
The Mauser Model 1893 is a Spanish bolt-action rifle developed by the German arms manufacturer Mauser, specifically tailored to meet the requirements of the Spanish Army in the late 19th century. Adopted officially by Spain in 1893, it marked a significant step forward in modern military small arms design, featuring improvements over previous Mauser models that enhanced reliability, accuracy, and ease of use. The M1893 was produced primarily by the Spanish arsenals in Oviedo and was later also manufactured under license in Spain. The rifle is chambered for the 7x57mm Mauser cartridge, a high-velocity, small-caliber round renowned for its flat trajectory and effective range. This cartridge contributed to the rifle's exceptional performance during conflicts such as the Spanish-American War, 1898, and various colonial campaigns in Africa. The M1893 featured a 5-round internal magazine loaded via stripper clips, a significant improvement in reload speed over earlier single-shot rifles. Its bolt-action mechanism was based on the Mauser design, providing smooth operation, strong locking, and excellent safety features. In terms of physical characteristics, the Mauser M1893 has an overall length of approximately 1,280 millimeters, or 50.4 inches, with a barrel length of around 740 millimeters, or 29.1 inches. The rifle weighs roughly 3.9 kilograms, or 8.6 pounds unloaded. Its bolt features dual front locking lugs and a third safety lug at the rear, enhancing strength and reliability during repeated firing. The stock is made of hardwood, usually walnut, and extends the full length of the barrel, offering stability and durability in the field. The rifle is fitted with adjustable iron sights, consisting of a rear tangent sight calibrated up to 2,000 meters and a fixed front post sight, allowing accurate engagement at both medium and long ranges. The Mauser M1893 introduced several technical innovations that influenced later Mauser designs worldwide. Notably, it incorporated the Mauser controlled feed system,
which prevents double feeds and jams, making it highly reliable in combat conditions. Its bolt handle is straight, facilitating rapid cycling of rounds, and the rifle's overall ergonomics supports steady aiming and firing. The rifle's magazine safety allows the bolt to be operated safely even when the magazine is empty, a feature that enhances operational safety. The M1893 served as the standard service rifle of the Spanish Army until it was gradually replaced by the Mauser Model 1916, yet it remained in use in various capacities well into the mid-20th century. Its performance during the Spanish-American War highlighted both the rifle's accuracy and the 7x57mm cartridge's effectiveness against adversaries armed with older, less advanced firearms. Despite being over a century old, surviving M1893 rifles are highly regarded by collectors and historians for their craftsmanship, historical significance, and technical design, which laid the groundwork for modern bolt-action rifles. In summary, the Mauser M1893 is a historically significant bolt-action rifle, chambered in 7x57mm, featuring a 5-round internal magazine, Mauser-controlled feed bolt, strong locking lugs, and durable wooden stock. Its innovations in safety, reliability, and accuracy made it a formidable weapon of its era and influenced the development of military rifles worldwide. Its legacy is preserved both in historical documentation and in collections of military firearms enthusiasts. The Chilean Mauser M1895 is a bolt-action rifle that played a central role in the modernization of the Chilean military at the turn of the 20th century. Adopted in 1895, this rifle was based on the German Mauser design, which was renowned for its reliability, strength, and accuracy. The Chilean version, while closely following the original Mauser Model 1893, incorporated certain modifications to meet the specific needs of the Chilean Army. It was chambered for the 7x57mm Mauser cartridge, a high-velocity, small-caliber round that offered excellent range and stopping power for its time, allowing soldiers to engage targets effectively at long distances. The rifle featured a 5-round internal magazine loaded via stripper clips, a standard for Mauser rifles, which facilitated rapid reloading and sustained fire during combat. Its bolt-action mechanism was robust and smooth, featuring controlled round feed, which minimized the risk of jams and misfeeds, a critical advantage in the battlefield environment. The M1895 was constructed with a solid walnut stock and a full-length handguard, providing durability and stability during firing. Its metal components were carefully blued to resist corrosion, and the overall design emphasized strength and longevity, reflecting the Mauser philosophy of producing rifles that could withstand harsh conditions. The rifle measured approximately 1,250 millimeters in length, with a barrel length of around 740 millimeters, giving it a balanced weight of roughly 4.1 kilograms. This weight allowed for relatively comfortable handling while maintaining accuracy over long ranges. The standard sights consisted of a tangent rear sight adjustable up to 2,000 meters and a fixed front blade sight, which enabled precise aiming in both close and distant engagements. Historically, the Chilean Mauser M1895 represented a significant leap in military technology for South America. It replaced older single-shot rifles in the Chilean Army, providing soldiers with modern bolt-action capability and the ability to fire multiple rounds quickly. The rifle remained in service for many decades with various minor modifications over time, including improvements to the stock design and sighting systems. Its adoption also influenced other nations in the region to consider Mauser rifles, highlighting Chile's role in introducing modern European firearms technology to South America. The M1895's legacy is marked by its reliability, accuracy, and the important role it played in standardizing Chile's infantry armaments during the early 20th century. Even in later years, the rifle continued to see use in reserve units and ceremonial contexts, demonstrating its enduring construction and the timeless effectiveness of the Mauser design. In summary, the Chilean Mauser M1895 was a durable, accurate, and powerful bolt-action rifle that significantly modernized Chile's military forces. With its 7x57mm cartridge, 5-round magazine, controlled feed bolt, and solid construction, it exemplified the best characteristics of Mauser engineering. Its adoption strengthened Chile's infantry capabilities and influenced military small arms development in the region, leaving a lasting legacy as one of the most important rifles in Chilean military history. The Mosin-Nagant rifle, officially known as the three-line rifle, Model 1891, was the primary service rifle of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union from the late 19th century through much of the 20th century. It holds a significant place in Russian small arms history and is one of the most widely produced bolt-action rifles in the world. The rifle was officially adopted in 1891, developed through the combined efforts of Russian Army officer Sergei Ivanovich Mosin and Belgian firearms designer Léon Nagant. This collaboration is the reason it is commonly referred to as the Mosin-Nagant. The term three-line comes from an old Russian measurement system where one line equals 2.54 millimeters, three lines equal approximately 7.62 millimeters, which corresponds to the rifle's caliber. The Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 features a bolt-action mechanism and a 5-round internal magazine. Cartridges are loaded from the top using a metal stripper clip. It fires the 7.62 by 54mm R cartridge, which is powerful and effective at long ranges, and this cartridge remains in use today in some military and sporting applications. The rifle's design is simple, robust, and reliable under harsh conditions, making it particularly suitable for the cold climates and demanding combat situations of Russia and later the Soviet Union. Early versions of the Model 1891 were designed for infantry use, with long barrels and bayonet lugs built in. Later variants were adapted for cavalry and artillery units, featuring shorter barrels. Iron sights were originally calibrated using the Arshin measurement system, but were later converted to metric units. The stock was made of wood, typically birch or other locally available hardwoods. The Mosin-Nagant saw extensive service in many conflicts, including the Russo-Japanese War, World War I, the Russian Civil War, and World War II. During World War II, sniper variants equipped with optical sights became famous for their accuracy. The rifle's long service life and numerous modernizations attest to the effectiveness of its original design. In terms of technical specifications, the Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 has a caliber of 7.62 millimeters and uses the 7.62 by 54mm R cartridge. Its overall length is approximately 1,300 millimeters, with a barrel length of about 800 millimeters. The rifle weighs around 4.2 to 4.3 kilograms without a bayonet. Its internal magazine holds 5 rounds. Muzzle velocity is roughly 860 meters per second, with an effective firing range of 500 to 800 meters, although maximum range is significantly greater. The bolt mechanism is manually operated, requiring the shooter to cycle the bolt after each shot. In summary, the Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 stands out in military history for its simplicity, reliability, and powerful cartridge. Produced in millions of units, it served for decades and remains a popular choice for collectors, historians, and sport shooters alike. The Gewehr 98 was one of the most important military rifles of the late 19th and early 20th centuries and a landmark in the history of firearms development. It was designed in 1898 by the famous German arms designers Paul and Wilhelm Mauser and was officially adopted by the German Empire as its standard infantry rifle. The Gewehr 98 served as the primary service rifle of the German Army during the First World War and later became the foundation for many subsequent bolt-action rifle designs around the world. The rifle's greatest strength was its extremely robust and reliable Mauser 98 bolt-action system. This system featured 2 large locking lugs at the front of the bolt and an additional safety lug at the rear, allowing the rifle to safely handle high-pressure cartridges. The bolt action was manually operated and known for its smooth, controlled feeding, which significantly reduced the risk of malfunctions under combat conditions. The 3-position safety on the rear of the bolt allowed the shooter to lock the firing mechanism completely, operate the bolt safely, or place the rifle in a ready-to-fire position. The Gewehr 98 was chambered for the powerful 7.92 by 57 mm Mauser cartridge, which provided excellent range, penetration, and accuracy. It used an internal, non-detachable magazine with a capacity of 5 rounds, loaded from the top using stripper clips. The long barrel, measuring approximately 740 millimeters, gave the bullet a high muzzle velocity and contributed to the rifle's impressive long-range performance, making it especially effective in open terrain and defensive positions. In terms of dimensions, the Gewehr 98 had an overall length of about 1,250 millimeters and a weight of roughly 4.1 to 4.2 kilograms when unloaded. The stock was typically made of walnut or beech wood and designed for durability rather than compactness. The rifle was equipped with a tangent rear sight, adjustable from 200 meters up to 2,000 meters, reflecting the military doctrine of the period, which emphasized long-range volley fire. In combat, the Gewehr 98 earned a strong reputation for accuracy, durability, and mechanical reliability. However, its long length and considerable weight made it less convenient in close-quarters combat and trench warfare. These limitations eventually led to the development of shorter and more maneuverable variants, such as the Karabiner 98A and a later Karabiner 98K, which became the standard German service rifle in the years leading up to the Second World War. In conclusion, the Gewehr 98 was not only a highly effective service rifle for its time, but also one of the most influential firearms ever produced. Its bolt-action design set a new standard for strength and safety and continues to be used in modern sporting and hunting rifles. The Gewehr 98 remains a classic example of German engineering and a key weapon in the history of military small arms.